The dying 70-year-old man ponders the apple and knife he holds in his hands. Though armies of servants tend his every wish, it is his custom to pare, cut, and eat his apples himself. He had intended to observe this custom now. Instead, the short, dull blade of his knife holds his attention. It whispers of possibilities he has never considered before, certainly not as gratefully as he considers them now. He is dying, and he is dying in inexpressible agony. It makes onlookers retch to see him. Doctors report that something like embers burn inside of him, a slow fire that actually emits a glow. This tortures him, and at the same time it makes him ravenous, first for one type of food, and then for another. Eating only adds to his torment. His inner organs are diseased and dissolving. A vile liquid oozes from his orifices and pools disgustingly at his feet. It secretes readily from an opening just beneath his belly. His penis is decaying and gangrenous. Worms fill his scrotum and push through the open sores that cover his genitalia. His body convulses constantly. There is no relief. When he sits up, he finds breathing difficult. When he lies down, he is nearly smothered by his maladies. His breath reeks of his decay. Doctors fear he is going mad. These sufferings are what make him ponder the knife. To his diseased mind, it seems an escape. He looks eagerly about, and seeing no one near, he raises the tiny blade and plunges it swiftly toward his chest. Before it pierces flesh, a firm hand catches his arm in midair. It is the hand of his first cousin, Archiabus, who holds fast and screams for help. Others quickly appear, and the frail, dying man cannot resist them. He is held against his will. It is a rare moment for him, though, for he is the Basileus, the king. In fact, by decree of the Roman Senate, he is the King of the Jews. It is a grand title for one born, Hordos the Idzumian. It seems even grander now that he is little more than a worm-ridden wretch. Still, until he breathes his last, he is the king, the one history will call Herod the Great, and he does not intend that any should forget. He has dedicated his life to a bloody ascent to power. In doing so, he has ground underfoot much that was once dear to him.
Jesus Christ was executed at a place so public that the sign explaining his death had to be printed in 3 languages, at a crossroads so well traveled that most of the people who saw him tortured were merely passing by. This is exactly what the Roman Empire intended: a demeaning, excruciating public death the living would never forget. The revolting facts should not be obscured by a more pleasant tale. The stark, unsettling truth is that Jesus, impaled by Caesar's men, spent 6 hours gasping wide-eyed for breath while snarling, bitter crowds urged him to get on with the business of dying, and soldiers ignored him to gamble for his clothes. It was savage, agonizing, and exposed, just as the empire intended. The murder of Jesus, described in all its brutality and gore, stunned me when I first heard of it. I can remember the emotion on my professor's face as he recounted it in detail, how his words formed an image in my mind as though from a painter's brush. It stirred me, changed me. Even so, with the passing of years, I admit I allowed the image to fade. I could summon it in its lesser form as a religious duty, but the violent, nauseating version could not be made to stay. Gratefully, that more haunting form returned to me as I wrote this book. This led to a crisis. The execution of Jesus began to live so vividly in my mind that it no longer seemed fitting to write about it in my cozy office of leather and brass. When I tried, I felt disrespectful, even defiant, as though I was smacking gum and checking emails at the funeral of a fallen soldier.